Hello everyone, this is Maurice and welcome again to my home. Today I'm going to do a quick little video and I'm going to be making a centerpiece for my dining room table. And I'm going to do it using lamp parts. Now, I always find lamps that I don't particularly like as lamps at garage sales and thrift stores and that sort of thing, and usually get them pretty cheap. But I pick them up usually because I like the parts, the lamp bodies and that sort of thing that are on the lamp, so I know I can use them to make something else. Now, I'm not a fan of plain centerpieces. If you've seen any of the other videos I've made, everything that I make is usually very French, very over the top, and very kind of gold and full of chandelier crystals and that sort of thing. And that's exactly what I'm going to do today. This is the kind of centerpiece I'm going to make. Now, I have here a selection of lamp parts that I've selected to use to build this centerpiece. Now, as always, you have a few fundamental things that you need when you're building a centerpiece using lamp parts like this. One of the things you obviously need is you've got to have a base. Now, this is the base that I've chosen. It's a very bronze gilt, very fancy with these cherubs on it. It's about possibly 5 inches tall. So it's going to be a very, very tall centerpiece. But it's very heavy, so I know it's going to be very stable, because if I'm building this up quite high, I want the top part not to be swaying back and forth because your base is not heavy enough to support the weight at the top. So this is a nice piece. I like it. The only problem with this piece is it has a very large hole in the top of it, and when we're building this type of a centerpiece, we're using a lamp pipe, and this is an 18-inch lamp pipe. This is how tall this is going to be, and not from the base here, but from the base here. It's going to be very tall. So it's an 18-inch lamp pipe, and it has 1/8 IPS threads at both ends of it. And because of this hole in the top, which is large, very large, this lamp pipe is going to just, it doesn't fit. It's going to wiggle around. So what we've done is we put a check ring on it. And this check ring is going to go slide down to the bottom with a 1/8 IPS nut that we have on here. And it's going to go into the bottom of this base. When you pull it up here, you see it's going to fill that hole, and we're not going to have to worry about it being supported. It's not going to wiggle all over the place. But our problem is this base has a very deep hole in it itself. You see, when you pull that up, that's where the pipe is. And I would have to be able to get my hand in here to hold that nut while I'm tightening everything down from the top. And I don't want to do that. So what we've done, find something for this to sit on. And I actually happen to have, this is just a lighter, a table style lighter. But it is slim enough to fit inside of that hole and hold that lamp pipe upright so that we can then build on top of it. Now, the other pieces that I have here that I'm going to put on it is this is sort of a Beaubochet. It's like a reverse Beaubochet. It acts like sort of a cup. And I'm going to put a crystal inside. And with all crystals that you have, when you're using crystals on these types of projects, you need to use a check ring. And the check ring is going to go on the top of the crystal here. I have another crystal here that has a check ring. And these check rings, they're used because they have these sort of ridges along the outside, and that ridge raises that check ring off the crystal just enough so when you're tightening this whole business down, it's not going to break or crack that crystal. It's going to absorb the pressure of tightening it so that everything is nice and tight and is not loose and wiggling all over the place. Now I have lamp bodies, Beaubochets. I have these two things here, and I'm going to use two of them. They are actual hurricane shade rests. And the way these would normally be used in lamps is this hole here is where the electrical comes out of, and you have the bulb fixture that you put the bulb into, and then you put a hurricane shade over top. But we're not going to use that. We just happen to like the look of them and how they'll look as a centerpiece. So I'm going to use 2 of these. I have another lamp body, and to tighten the whole business down, I have this very nice key looking, the handle, finial, and this is actually threaded. It's 1/8 IPS threaded on the inside, and this is going to screw down over the top and tighten all of this together and hold it in place. So with that said, all of our lamp parts are here. I also have it's a 3/4 inch marble disc. This is going to sit on here also at the base. It's going to add more stability and weight to the base. And I've got everything lined up so that I don't forget how I want it to be done. This is going to be the exact order that everything is going to go on to this. And we're going to start putting it together right now. Now the best thing to do when you're doing a project like this is you see you have your base that you've selected, and you have your lamp pipe in here that you're going to build on. And when you have all sorts of lamp parts, like I do, you just go ahead and put them over the lamp pipe just to see how they look. You might like it to look a little bit different than I do. You might want to use different lamp parts. You might want to use, maybe you can do something where you have all crystals that you put on here, if that's the type of thing you like. We have Beaubouchers here. You can use Beaubouchers. You can go use wood lamp parts. You can use porcelain lamp parts, whatever you want. But you just want to take each part and experiment and put them over this pipe to see how they're going to look and if it's something that you like. And there's many ways of experimenting. You can use 2 pieces like this if you like that, and you can separate pieces with crystals, with Beaubouchers, anything that you want. You get the idea. You just want to experiment to see how you want it to look with the pieces that you have. So I have everything here, and we're going to just build it. I have this marble piece, which is going to go right on top of the base. I have this Beauboucher style cup that I'm going to place over top of that. I think that looks pretty nice. And we've got a crystal that's going to go on top of that and sit in the center of it. Good. And then I want a lamp body. So far, so good. I think it looks pretty nice. So after that, I'm going to put on another crystal with our check rings on the top. And then I decided that I want to put on this Beauboucher. And I've already attached the crystals only because I wanted to see how it's going to look with the crystals on. And I have some crystals that fell off, but that's fine. I can put them on after. So I think this, thus far, this looks pretty good. So then we have our hurricane shades, which I'm going to put on. Now this, when I did them, I put the crystals on it already because I wanted to experiment to see how this would look on top of this. And I actually like these type of crystals that I picked for it. Ooh, there we go. Turn off a little bit. And I like the way that looks. I also wanted to measure with the crystals on it, when I put the pieces on here, how far they're going to drop down, because I want sort of a layer of crystals here, and I wanted to know how high it was going to be and how many crystals I needed to put on there, how long I needed them to be. So that was just about perfect. And then one of the last things we're going to put on is we're going to have this on top. But the only way it's going to set up there is I have to put on a lamp body. So I have another lamp body here. You see? And this hurricane shade is going to sit on top of it. There we go. And I did the same thing with this. I put the crystals on it because I wanted to see how long I needed them to be so that they touch just the top of this hurricane shade. And the last thing we need to do is put on our finial. Oh, no, you know what? This is what's wonderful about doing this. We need to actually take some of these off because we forgot a piece. That's all right. It happens. We're not perfect. We forget these things. I wanted this to set up a little bit higher, so I had actually a little lamp body here, which is about 1 inch tall, and that's going to go on top of this Beauboucher to hold up this piece. There we go. So that's right. And then our lamp body again. Our other hurricane shade. And last but not least, we have our finial, which is going to dip down inside of that hurricane shade. And if we can find it, we are going to tighten it down. And we'll be able to tighten the whole business down. And we don't want to tighten it super tight because we want to adjust all of these pieces to make sure that they're center. And now that we've got it basically tight, we can take it off of that piece that we supported our lamp pipe with. And so now everything looks pretty center, pretty good. And we're going to tighten it all up. There we go. We're pretty stable. And we're going to just look a little bit there to see. There's the top of it. There is our finial. And we just have a few extra things that fell off that we need to put back on. There's our chandelier crystals. These are French chandelier crystals. They look very nice on here. So let's see, where is our other one? Here it is. There. And we are finished. We have made our dining room centerpiece. It looks really good. I like the looks of it anyway. It's kind of tall and it's very, very ornate. And it looks kind of like a chandelier lamp, but it's not. It's just going to sit on our dining room table. So I hope you liked this video. I hope it gives you a few ideas about possibly doing something like this yourself, about using your lamp parts, your extra pieces that you have laying around, looking them over really carefully and seeing what you really like, and just building them up on a lamp pipe to see that if you can make something really spectacular that you love as a centerpiece. You can make your own different type of lamp with it. You can just let your imagination run wild. We have so many possibilities. You can put candy dishes on top of this. You can put crystal pieces, bowls, that sort of thing on top of this. You can make it much shorter, you can make it much taller, whatever you want to do. It's a very easy, cheap thing to do, and you can make something really spectacular. So until next time, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you next time. And until then, stay fabulous, everyone.